I'm Ibrahim Wambai, and I welcome you to another episode of the Clean Tech Pod, where we foster necessary conversations about energy and sustainable development. With the World Cleanup Day just around the corner, the 2025 theme is tackling textile and fashion waste, and that has been anchored on the slogan that we strive for five. In today's episode, which takes us to discussions around sustainable fashion and textile industry recycling, basically. And on that note, we are joined here today by an industry expert who has been living up to the expectation and living the dream of having a truly recycled fashion industry. And this person joining us today is in person of Mr. Tumise Johnson. Hope I didn't murder the name.
Yeah.
All right. And we're hoping that we'll be having inspiring and pioneering discussions as he has been able to engineer innovative solutions to reduce textile and fashion waste while entirely being able to promote circularity in the practices around fashion industry, and we'll be exploring discussions, around circularity in fashion, and I will allow him to introduce himself. Mr. Johnson, may we know you?
Yeah, my name is Tumise Johnson. I represent T Community and REFAB Africa. I have over 10 years, a decade experience in financial management, and recycling and textile is a passion that I ventured into recently, about a year plus now. But that's just enough for this purpose here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, REFAB, right?
REFAB Africa.
REFAB Africa. Can you, just shed more light on what REFAB Africa is?
All right. So, REFAB Africa is not an organization, as it were. It's a trademark. It's a platform for everyone, as long as you are wearing clothes or you're using textile. So what we do at REFAB is end-to-end clothes management or fabric management solution. So we collect clothes, we sort and we wash through people out there. We use women to wash, sort, to provide kind of employment for them. Then aside that, we also supply clothes to upcyclers so that they can focus on upcycling while we focus on supplying what they need. Then finally, we create demand in terms of the circular economy, because you see a lot of people refurbishing or rebranding, use textile, but who is buying all of these things? So we create trade fairs where these people can come and sell their products. We're also working with Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Health so that they can create demand from health perspective. For example, we're working on a project in December where if you complete a particular antenatal care up to third trimester, we give you a pregnant woman clothes kits and a clothes for the baby. For schools, first position gets a refurbished or upcycled school bag as the prize. So that's what REFAB is doing: end-to-end clothes management, zero waste to fabric waste.
Wow. Okay. I think that gives an executive summary of what REFAB is about, and I think not just me, I'm sure our viewers will also like the sound of that. So they said there's this word: choice, action, and consequence. I think it's one of those principles that psychologists say that are responsible for driving human actions or inactions somewhere. We just want to know, you don't want to be the only player, in this sphere. You want other people. But before we do that, can you just share with us what was the inspiring line for you to have ventured into this?
Yeah, quite interesting. Where I grew up in Lagos.
Okay.
Our community.
Is it the chaotic part of Lagos or the sane part of Lagos?
Sane.
Okay.
Sane.
That's fair.
But sometimes sane is chaotic. So, my family, we live happily. We share everything.
Okay.
So there's no time. We have clothes. We have to. My mom will call. Hey, bring all your clothes. Let's give it to this person. It's like there's somebody behind you that you need to give the clothes, whether family or not. So that's how we organize clothes.
Oh.
In fact, since when I was a child, we don't use clothes as rag. We rather use mopping stick, because your clothes is somebody else's clothes in the future, right?
Okay.
So
the one you feel you are done with.
Yeah, the one
somebody
can use it. So that's the mentality of how I grew up.
Okay.
Then the time came, I started researching about climate change, etc., and I discovered that textile waste is one of the major contributors of waste in Nigeria, aside from petroleum. Right, textile is next to petroleum. So for me, I just felt like, why should clothes that everybody needs be a problem? So I started thinking of solutions. Sometimes it's good to wear clothes to look good, but again, it's more important that it's not just us looking good, but doing good. So where clothes can make us look good and also make us do good, right? So that's the inspiration. So I just thought of, okay, what can we do? Aside that, I work as a finance professional. I'm a certified fraud examiner. So we go to different fields to do compliance check, and I've been in the health industry for quite some time. So there was a time we went to Adamawa, for example, and in the primary health care center, you see pregnant women coming to the primary health care. Sometimes they spend 5 days on field. You see that they're wearing the same clothes over and over, and you're wondering that this woman, this is the clothes she's wearing. Does she even have another clothes after the child birth? So they keep coming and coming. And for me, I just felt like, no, there's something we can do. So low key, I have clothes in my own house. I have a room filled with all my clothes, because I don't waste clothes because of that mentality. So I started distributing clothes. It was a lot. So we started having to do more of communal distribution. We go to places, like there was a time we went to Lagos, we distributed about 5,000 clothes, food, etc. And everything was part of my clothes, my sister's clothes, my friends and family clothes. So we wanted to go upscale, and it's beyond distribution of clothes. We're actually saving Nigeria from climate issues doing that. So we had to upscale with whatever we're doing and make it trademarked, REFAB Africa. So that was how we started the journey.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's truly inspiring when they tell you from humble beginnings. So from the story you just told now, even before you came, to this limelight, you had been, an agglomerator of used clothes. And I think it's quite commendable that you just didn't keep that family, upbringing just to yourself. Now that you're thinking of the bigger picture, you're looking at how probably as a humanitarian effort you're bringing that up. So I think it's a laudable cause, and so one will just seek to ask, you saw an opportunity to help. You saw something in it in you feels, you can do, this even better. But was there any particular gap that you saw in the I don't want to say fashion industry or the textile industry that you immediately sought to take care of, or was it just this you know.
Yeah. So, huge gap. Nigeria personally focuses on plastic waste. I can count 10 to 15 organizations. Plastic waste, plastic waste, plastic waste. Let's focus on the real issue. Even in some of the clothes we wear, they are plastics. So nobody, number one, is focusing on textile waste. Even there are no policies. There are policies, but maybe since 2009, but there are no strict policies as to textile waste. Every tailor knows how to sew. They don't even care about the end line of the product. So you see plastic waste everywhere. So for me, I feel like, what if we have someone who is collecting textile waste? You see government Loma always collecting plastic, dirty waste, but you cannot mix fabric with this waste because fabric is sensitive. People can reuse it, but no measure to even sensitize people that all your clothes waste, put it here, a bus is coming to pick everything. That's a major gap, and we took advantage of that gap. So in August, 9th of August, we launched a textile mobile bank. It's very big. On Saturday we'll be moving it around. So it's just like normal Loma where people come and drop waste. But this time around, nothing but textile waste. So it's mobile, it's movable. So we move it from one location to another location to collect. Another gap is a lot of people, you see people doing upcycling. Upcycling does not really solve clothes waste. It's just a 50% solution, right? Because when you're even upcycling, you're still cutting off some clothes. So, but nobody is actively collecting this waste. Even if we are collecting and shredding them and reusing them, it's much more effective. But if I take clothes waste or clothes, then cut into bags, when I'm cutting, it's still waste. Because a lot of waste comes from tailor off cuts. Or you want to sew gown, it's just you're cutting off. So whether you're upcycling, you're converting clothes to shoes, whatever it is, you're still wasting. But nobody's collecting this waste. Government is not interested in textile waste. They just collect plastic and dirt around the house. But at REFAB, we are bridging that gap where whether the clothes is good, is bad, is dirty, is okay, bring the clothes. We're even going as far as we can buy the clothes from you. As long as it's good and it's resellable, we'll buy it off. You are relocated to Canada, US, you don't want to pack so much clothes. Just reach us at REFAB. We'll collect the clothes from you, check the weight, check how good it is, then we'll pay you for it. That's how far we're going to solve fabric waste.
Well, I think that's really wonderful. I picked a few things from what you said. Now, if you recall, there was this lady, she's late now, of blessed memory, Dora Akunyili. She stood for Nigeria family with regards having safe and okay drugs for Nigerians. She had this idea. She said, rebrand Nigeria. So I'm actually bringing this just, I noticed something. When we say waste, and in the English context of waste, it's something that has been discarded, something that should be ordinarily discarded. REFAB, is there anything you are doing to rebrand the name waste? Do you want to call it something else, just so that people see that thing they possess or that thing they're about to discard or throw away is not perceived as waste, just so that it begins to rebrand their ideology around that?
I mean, this is an idea that I'm going to steal. We'll stop using the word waste. Okay. But again, in the real sense, nothing is wasted. It's just maybe we need to sensitize people.
Exactly.
Nothing is really wasted. There's nothing like waste. So we need to redefine what waste is from English perspective.
So I've given REFAB another work.
Yes, and we'll think about it.
Okay.
We'll think about it. But the way it is for me is, think about it like creation. Man was made from dust. When he dies, he goes back to dust.
Yeah.
So nothing is wasted. Yeah. So I just believe that English word waste needs to be redefined, so that it's now sink into even our children as they're growing up. That waste is something that is not useful to me, but useful for someone else in another community to do. But we'll work on it.
So a lot of things in work needs to go down in changing that narrative.
To be honest, there is much we can do without government support. This has to be a policy. It's a policy thing. If there is a policy that is driving clothes waste, recycling, upcycling, recovery, then it will be easy for private sector like us to implement and to follow up on those policies. We have NASRA, we have Ministry of Environment, I saw one building, one upcycling association of Nigeria or something. So we have a lot of organizations that are able to implement these policies to go down from at school levels where they're introducing fabric waste and all of those definitions of term, so that we can actually do our work with the support of government policies.
Okay. So of course in Nigeria we have local slangs that have found their way into the global airs. This issue of okrika, right?
Major.
So how do you perceive? So there are two questions in that. You mentioned off-cuts from tailors or fashion designers. Entirely, one can maybe more comfortable call that waste. But this one you are wearing today, the one I am wearing today, when we're done with it, somewhat, it still goes back to that class as waste. How do you do with both? Because this off-cuts from tailors, they are not so much usable to anybody, so to say. But clothes that have been sewn and you're done with it as the owner, you want to probably discard. And this is, if I understand very well, this is the part that you get to agglomerate, you can put together, and then redistribute for people who need it. So I just want to see what REFAB is doing with, how have you been able to segregate between these two classes?
Okay, first, okrika is a major problem, because when we're talking about okrika, that's another topic entirely.
Okay.
Because they are waste from mostly some other countries, mostly from even Nigerians. But the idea of okrika is fast fashion. It doesn't last. That's why we have so much waste. Because this cloth now, if it's okrika, after 2-3 weeks, I can't wear it again. Or once I wash it like 5 times, the color has changed. I can't use it again. It goes to waste. That problem entirely, when we're in a meeting with NASRA, we're trying to develop a concept around how to manage this okrika, so that the producers take responsibilities of the brand. If Louis Vuitton becomes waste in Nigeria, what would they do? So whether they get someone to help them aggregate all their brand and send it back to them to make a new one out of it. So that's okrika. But at REFAB, what we're doing with clothes is very interesting. And our slogan is, we're extending the lifespan of clothes. Because the clothes I'm going to wear for 2 years, is somebody in another state that can use the clothes for 5 years. So what we are doing is, that's why I say we are creating a demand. When we collect all these clothes, when we have them, right, we are linking them to interventions. When I was in Kwara State 2 months ago, I spoke with an NGO. They were having problems because they were dealing with HIV, people with HIV. So they were having issues with population. People are not coming out we call them for HIV, they're not showing up. We said, okay, what if we use circular economy as a link to social mobilization? Oh, we have free clothes for distribution, but this clothes is only for people with this and this condition. That will drive social mobilization. They're able to come out in their numbers. People from the healthcare will be able to give them the orientation they want to give. Just imagine during COVID vaccination, if we're giving free clothes, for example, we have more numbers that will come out for vaccination, maybe not because of vaccination, because of the clothes, but Ministry of Health would have the opportunity to pass important information to sensitize that population. So we are looking beyond just giving clothes on the road, but we are tying these clothes to interventions, like healthcare interventions, education, etc.
I think that's really, a smart one there. But has it worked? Did it work?
We're launching the first one in November.
Okay.
That's the antenatal care, where people that complete 3 trimester will get a box kit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
something to mention again. One hospital reached out to us recently that they have clothes, their doctor's clothes. They are giving them new clothes, for example, and the old clothes they don't want to throw it away. So when they sent it to us, we look within our community and we gave those clothes to one of our upside class.
Okay.
She converted to school bag.
Oh wow.
So they'll give the doctors back their clothes in form of school bag.
Bags. Okay. We will really love to.
That one has worked. I can show you from my phone.
Okay. I guess you will publicize, some of those things on, even our social media handles, just so people are, able to see all that effort and work. So 2025, World Cleanup Day, of course, and the theme is
StriveForFive.
Exactly. So centered around textile and fashion waste. How is REFAB aligning with this?
Basically, there's a study, maybe in Stanford University or Harvard, that says if 5% of the population is providing the solution, then it will affect the 95%.
Okay.
Right. So REFAB Africa is part of the 5% advocating for textile and fabric waste.
Okay.
So at least number one, we are part of the 5% advocating for textile waste, and number two, our primary focus in REFAB is textile waste. This year is just a lucky year for us because everything is just fabric, and I wish it can continue like that every year because there's a lot of fabric waste. And this really aligns with what we do specifically.
But I think if it's just to hammer a little on the fact that so if something has been maybe silent for a while, it just feels now that 2025 is a year for REFAB, and because globally on that stage, the recognition for tackling, fashion and textile waste is becoming more recognized. For me, I feel it's just a weak line for REFAB to say that thing you've been doing, you need to start doing more. Because now you see an opportunity, even in the global scape. But just to put in context, now that it's beginning to happen, how are you looking at fitting yourself as a person, then the organization in that pedestal where you are able to achieve so to say notoriety in this sphere and being recognized as the first pushers for the advocacy?
Currently we are keen on partnerships.
Okay.
Right? Because without partnerships or collaboration, there's no way they can be at the forefront. So working with Ministry of Environment, we're trying to start working with NASRA by communication. We're working with Ministry of Youth and Sport.
Okay. Okay.
right? Ministry of Women Affairs. So that partnership first is very important because we can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Secondly, we have just built one mobile bank. We want to build over 50 across Nigeria.
Africa or across Nigeria?
Nigeria for a start. This is our 2-year plan between now and 2026/2027 mid-year.
Okay.
We want to have like 50. We're working with donors, writing grants. We're also looking at NGOs. There's even one NGO. If out of 50 NGOs in Nigeria, we have 20 that can say, okay, we'll put one in front of our office.
Okay.
We're okay with that.
Okay.
You know, speaking with estate management, can you have one refab mobile truck in your estate just to collect textile waste? Then we can aggregate every month or quarterly. We have a big warehouse to collect all of those clothes. So that alone is self-sustaining. It speaks for itself. Once you have those mobile bank in strategic areas, you see there constantly an advocacy too.
Exactly.
Like this Saturday, we spoke with your colleagues. We are coming out in our numbers,
Okay.
moving the mobile truck bank from Ministry of Environment, moving it to Banex. We're doing awareness. It's a roadshow.
Exactly.
Just to show that there is something about your clothes that is very important to us and to other people.
Exactly.
So we're going to Jabi Lake, we're going to Banex, and with my branch, Gariki International Market.
Oh, of course. You should be there because I think that's the hub
Yeah.
for, especially textile waste, the off-cuts, and
So
all
we're
that.
going there. We got an invite to come and collect
Okay.
the clothes because there's another organization that is doing advocacy there, but they want us to be the collector of the clothes there. So we'll be there on Saturday too. Yeah.
Okay, I think that is, so now that we're already going down how we impact and how people see, waste and, how refab is able to now engineer that mind shift, in people. We just, if you can tell us what it is that or you think, refab or any other person in the industry who is an active player can do or tell people in reducing or rather doing away with textile wastes in their daily lives?
Yeah, good question. Number one is that consciousness. You see, the way I grew up, it's a family thing. It's a culture. It's that good that the clothes that my cousin, I'm seeing my cousin wearing it. Say, okay, when you're done with this clothes,
It's
coming to me.
Okay.
So we are even happy when we see our cousins wearing good clothes because we know it's coming to the junior cousin going down. So that culture first, and this it's from family, individual. I believe maybe my mom was brought up that way too. That there's some family you can't even waste food. If they see food, they will be very angry.
Yeah. So
that cultural balance in different families affects the entire ecosystem. So number one is let us do a lot of advocacy. A lot of people don't know the advantage of giving or sharing clothes with other communities.
Exactly.
Right? That advocacy is very important. Number two, partnerships and collaborations. Like this World Clean Day if we have, I know in Lagos we used to have Environmental Day. Those days, maybe it's last Saturday in the month is like Environmental Day. This should be across, maybe a quarter, every 20th of July is dedicated for textile waste. Bring it in front of your house, somebody will come and pick it. And you can make money. A lot of people are making money from plastics. And this is very recent, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It was not happening before. In the same way, people can make money from collecting textile waste and bringing it that, this is the waste. So there needs to be a lot of advocacy, and enough upcyclers, fashion designers should understand sustainable fashion.
Okay.
One major thing that is even in Nigeria is every Saturday there's party. Tailors are sewing different clothes. If there was a time I had a wedding, maybe 2 years ago, the color of the clothes was wine. My friend was on our wedding, the same, when he said wine, I took pictures. Is it this type of wine? Is it this type of wine? He said, yeah, this type. I just carry the clothes, iron it, wear it. But ladies are not like that.
Oh no, it always has to be new. And again, so this is where it goes back to, I think we all have attested that family is the smallest unit, of the society, where whatever the family is able to do, instill in its members, you see that general outplay in the larger society. So I think this is just me saying, if there's a way REFAB can target family heads, those really in control of families, you are a product of that type of family where you've been able to learn this valuable lesson that's now bringing you, this far. So if families as that unit can actually be targeted, you can literally design something around such interventions where they begin to see that kind of value. Yeah. I think it also go a long way, in changing that type of mindset that is much required. Anyway, but you mentioned a little, and I also have given you a little of what I think, but can you tell your listeners what are the things they should be looking out for, from REFAB especially, in form of upcoming activities, and especially with regards the World Cleanup Day?
Okay, friends and family, right? No, just to mention, I think awareness, you get a lot of awareness. We have over 7,000 clothes that we have collected in Lagos and Abuja.
Okay.
And I would be very honest, these clothes were from families.
Okay.
So let me first educate families or friends or everybody out there. It's not only orphanages that need clothes. 90% of people went on to celebrate their birthday. Oh, I'm going to the orphanage to get clothes. There are more people that need clothes more than orphanages in the rural area. So what you should expect from REFAB is, number one, we'll come to your DM, we'll make a lot of awareness. You can follow us on Instagram. We already have a platform where I want to be a donor, clothes donation, and we're setting up a leaderboard where we will say this person has donated so more clothes in Nigeria today, so that it's a bit competitive.
Exactly.
So you hear from us in terms of how to become a donor for clothes. Something we are doing that is very interesting, I mentioned it lightly, we're creating jobs. Instead of urgent 2K, give me urgent 2K. I urgently need 2K, then come and urgently wash clothes. We pay you for washing clothes.
Okay.
Just register as our clothes agent, wash agent. So you can easily say, I want to wash clothes. We reach out to you, how many clothes do you want? Well, I want to wash 50 clothes. Oh, it's XX amount of clothes. Are you okay with it? Yes. Maybe 200 per clothes. Maybe. I'm not giving any cost. So 200 times 50 is already over 2,000.
Yeah.
You can have a good weekend by washing, and no logistic cost. We'll pay for the logistic to bring the clothes to you. When you're done, you send it, nothing, and we pay you.
Okay.
So we're also creating.
And I think that's a good one,
Yes.
That's a very good one. That's a good initiative. It's a good intervention. You mentioned that you will be going around Abuja. Is it just in Abuja or?
Just in Abuja for now.
Okay.
We don't have. We're still looking for more mobile bank.
You surely get more.
No, we will have more. Then there'll be. We don't even need to wait for World Clean Day.
Yeah.
The mobile bank will be moving around once in a month to different locations to collect clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Wow. I think it's a very good plan. We just, will want to enjoin all and sundry to join in this because, It's definitely a laudable cause. So just finally, Mr. Johnson, what message do you have for your listeners? You know, not just because we're approaching the World Cleanup Day, but yes, World Cleanup Day 2025 and beyond. What do you have to tell them?
It's very sad that some of the clothes we just keep in our wardrobes could be somebody's Sunday best. And to be honest, we met a family this year. The man said they have not bought clothes for like 5 years.
Wow.
They have not bought clothes. He has 3 children. They have never bought clothes for them. So we did an advocacy. We took clothes to him. We looked for the size, and that's one thing we do again. You can give us, if you identify a family that need clothes, you can send to us. Give us that age, the size. We took shoes for the daughter, for the man, for the mother, for the son. Pick 3 clothes from our bank. So it's really out there that some people have a lot of clothes in their wardrobes. They are not even wearing it. It doesn't even have to be on the landfill, but at least you can also do good. Even in as much as you're looking good, you can always do good. You don't have to give money. You don't have to. Everything's not about money. Just give your clothes out to certain people. They need these clothes. Some people don't even. They wear clothes for same clothes for 5 days, for 6 days. Not because they're dirty, but they don't have options. Even if you look at farmers, they don't have clothes. Most of them is the same clothes they wear day in, day out. So my message to you is, or to everyone out there is, this is beyond REFAB Africa. This should be a personal practice to be conscious of the clothes that you are not longer using. Give it out to people that will extend the lifespan of the clothes. No matter the style, no matter the size, there's someone out there that can use that clothes and would be happy wearing the clothes and be smiling around with the clothes. So please, beyond waste management, let us do social good by giving clothes out to people that need them. And if you are scared of juju, that you want to give your family member, that's where we come in. We collect the clothes and give people that need them, all related. You don't know them before, they don't know you before.
Exactly.
So.
That's very powerful. Mr. Johnson said, that cloth you not worn for 3 months, that cloth that's lying stiltly in the corner of your wardrobes, that cloth is somebody's Sunday best. Please don't forget. They are all over social media. You can find them. And of course, he made a point that is important. If you are scared, that's why they are there. They're giving it to somebody you don't know, somebody else who doesn't know you. So it's utterly very safe. Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson, for joining and sharing these very powerful insights. And at the work you do at REFAB, it's now just a reminder that the fashion industry doesn't have to be just about trends. It is also about transformation. We are all applauding you for the good work and more boost to your elbow. You know, as we all prepare for the World Cleanup Day 2025, of course, we're remembering that the slogan is StriveForFive. And we urge you all to take conscious steps to reduce, to reuse, and to rethink as you engage with fashion. To our listeners, don't forget to subscribe and always like, share,